tinctures. So these are the digestive bitters I made, and it's been about 2 months. So, in this one I used peppermint, fennel seed, dandelion root, dandelion leaf, and dried lemon peel. I also used a little bit of fresh ginger root and 80 proof vodka. I do have a video for that one, but I just have my clean jar, appropriate size, and I have these funnels. I got them off Amazon, and they have these little removable strainers. And you just pinch this and put them back. And if it's not something that has a lot of really tiny particles, I'll use these. Sometimes I'll use these and put a cheesecloth in it, or coffee filter. Sometimes the coffee filters break because there's a little point in there. But I will just pour this through and try not to spill any. And I will get everything out of there. And what I'll do is I'll just let this strain as much as it can on its own. You can see that. These are the same size containers, so there's probably still a lot of liquid in here. Some of this, well, I'll let it strain as much on its own as it will, and then I'll press it out as much as I can. Sometimes people will use, I don't remember what it's called, if it's like a fruit press, but sometimes they sell them as tincture presses, and it has like a strainer in the bottom, and you put the herbs in and you twist it down and it actually presses it. I do not have one of those. Those probably get the most liquid out of the methods, but probably what I'll do is I'll either press this against the sides to get the extra liquid out, or sometimes I'll use like a cheesecloth or a nut milk bag. And let me see, I have a nut milk bag over here. So you could put it in something like this, and you just put it in, and then you'll get it towards the bottom and twist it and squeeze it out as much as you can. Depends on what the herb is. It's not always easy. When it comes to roots, those are not easy to press out. It's nice to have something mechanical to press those out. Leaves and flowers are going to be a little easier. I will put this guy off to the side. And then same thing with, oh, and I always make sure I transfer the label, because, well, it has a lot of information. It tells you what it is. And I do keep a notebook with the different things I make, especially if there's more than one herb in there. And sometimes I'm a little bit lazy. I don't write it. And if I'm in a hurry, I'll take my stickers off. And this is actually just masking tape. It comes off easier and doesn't leave as much residue. If I was having this sit out professionally, I would probably have a nice label on it, but this is just me at home. And masking tape's inexpensive, makes a lot of stickers. If you mess it up, it's not a big deal if you throw it away. And it, like I said, it comes off cleaner, because I absolutely hate when you can't get the sticker off the jar. But in a pinch, I'll pull these off and I'll just stick them in my notebook so that I have it. And if I want to rewrite it later, I can. But you'll need to transfer at least what this is over onto this jar, you'll have to at least note that it's digestive bitters and when you made it. And it's helpful to know what you put in it, even if you just are doing this at home. If you're doing it professionally, you need a lot more information than that. So I have another little guy here. This is great with a strainer. I think I got these in a set of 3. So this is just a 8-ounce jar, and this is just an oregano tincture that I made, and you can tell I'm a little behind in straining it with alcohol product. I guess I don't know if it's a product because I'm not selling it, but with something you're making with alcohol, it's not as big of a deal if it sits a little longer. This normally I would have strained either at the end of May or beginning of June. So because this was March 29th that I made this, I might get a little bit of leave in here, but we'll see. Ooh, I just gave it a spill. And I didn't know what alcohol I used on here. It's probably vodka. I think it's vodka. 80 proof. Generally, that's what I find is 80 proof. So you can see that's just the oregano. And after that's finished, I'll press that out a little too. If I was being really meticulous, I would put it in the nut milk bag and squeeze it out. I still may do that. I don't know. But again, you'll want to let that drain as much as it can on its own, because why do extra work if you don't have to? And then I'll put my label on it. Either I'll transfer from this one or I'll make a new one. So like I said, these both, I think I used vodka, and I did have rum that I used for a while, and some of my tinctures almost seemed like it gave them a little bit of a syrupy smell, which I don't mind. It was pretty interesting. But I've used gin, vodka, rum. I may have used tequila in a pinch. A lot of people will use brandy, but you want to make sure it's 80 to 100 proof. You don't want anything lower than 80. So hopefully that was helpful for you.